You know, we've all been there. You look at a doctor's handwritten prescription and you think, how on earth does the pharmacist actually read this? It's a running joke, right? But the reality behind it is actually incredibly serious. Medical prescription errors, whether we're talking about completely illegible handwriting, incorrect dosages, or just totally unforeseen drug interactions, are a massively high-stakes problem, and they can have literal deadly consequences. So today, we are looking at a really innovative solution coming from a fascinating GitHub repository. Welcome to this explainer on PakDoc AI. It's a full-stack AI-powered platform that's essentially designed to act as a clinical safety net. It is built specifically to catch those potentially fatal mistakes before a patient ever even leaves the clinic. All right, so here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll meet PakDoc AI. Then, we'll look at the system architecture. After that, we'll dive into the AI advisory board. And finally, we'll wrap up with color-coded patient safety. Okay, let's jump right into section 1, meet PakDoc AI. So at its core, PakDoc AI is an AI-augmented clinical decision support system, and its primary mission is really twofold: reduce prescribing errors and digitize prescriptions in real time. Now, you might be wondering, why does the digitization part matter so much? Well, it's simple. You literally cannot run advanced safety checks on a crumpled piece of paper. Getting that prescription digitized the exact moment it's written is absolutely crucial. It's the required first step to unlocking all the advanced patient safety protocols we're going to talk about. Because the really critical point is what happens immediately after that digitization. The very second the text is captured, PakDoc AI launches into a series of life-saving checks. It instantly verifies drug dosages to make sure they're hitting standard marks. It screens for adverse interactions with any of the patient's existing chronic conditions, and it cross-references against known allergies. Just imagine a rush doctor accidentally prescribing penicillin to an allergic patient. This system is designed to catch that exact scenario before the ink even dries. Let's move on to section 2, the system architecture. To understand how this works, let's look at the day-in-the-life journey of a single prescription. Step 1, it starts with capturing the patient's national ID, their CNIC, along with their current vitals. Next up in step 2, the clinician uploads the prescription. They can type it out, or they can just snap an image of it. Step 3 is where the magic really happens, because the back-end orchestration pipeline kicks in and runs a complex, multi-step analysis. And finally, step 4 displays any warnings and even goes as far as suggesting safer alternative treatments right back to the doctor. Now, under the hood, this isn't just some basic script. It's a remarkably robust, multi-tiered architecture built for serious speed and reliability. On the front end, you've got a cross-platform Flutter mobile app, which makes it super seamless for the clinician to register patients on the go. Behind the scenes, a Python fast API backend acts kind of like a traffic cop. It orchestrates lookups to a Superbase database that houses all the relational patient data. We're talking demographics, allergies, and encounter-based vitals. And the brain of the whole operation? That would be Google's Gemini 2.0 Flash, which handles the heavy lifting of computer vision and all the logical reasoning. And just as a quick, fun developer aside here, this repository is a truly multi-language application. Dart actually leads the codebase at about 35.1%, which makes perfect sense for a Flutter front end. Python follows closely at 25.9% for that back-end orchestration, but you also see C++ at 17.7% and CMake at 14.7% in the mix, which really highlights the deep technical integrations required to marry a smooth mobile functionality with complex AI logic. All right, moving into section 3, and this is my favorite part, the AI advisory board. This right here is the core innovation of the entire platform. Rather than relying on a single AI prompt, PakDoc AI utilizes an autonomous multi-agent system. So why does that matter? Well, in medicine, a single generalized AI is super prone to hallucination. You do not want your AI guessing dosages. PakDoc AI solves this vulnerability by simulating a clinical advisory board. It uses multiple specialized AI agents that pass the baton back and forth and literally debate patient safety. So let's meet your virtual board of doctors. First, you have the intake agent, which extracts the raw data. It passes that data to the knowledge agent, which uses a large language model, or LLM, to identify the drug class and standard side effects. Next up, the interaction agent looks backward at the patient's medical history, while the risk agent looks at present-day vitals. Finally, the recommendation agent acts as the head of the board. It synthesizes all of this internal debate to assign a final, definitive risk level. Let's look a little closer at that very first step. The intake agent relies on vision language OCR, or optical character recognition. The clinician literally just snaps a picture with their device camera, and the system deciphers that notoriously messy handwriting. It seamlessly extracts what looks like scribbles into clean, structured data so the other agents can actually analyze it. And the way the backend handles the analysis brilliantly illustrates the separation of concerns. On one hand, you have the drug interaction agent checking relational integrity over time against past chronic histories. But, as we know, patient conditions change. That's exactly why the patient risk assessment agent acts as a real-time counterbalance. It validates safety against today's encounter-based vitals. It ensures that a drug that was perfectly safe for the patient yesterday is still safe right now. Which brings us to our final section, Section 4. Color-coded patient safety. Because, listen, a busy doctor does not have the time to sit and read a massive transcript of AI agents arguing with each other. So all of that complex back-end debate translates into a remarkably intuitive, color-coded safety indicator right on the clinician's Flutter app. Green means no contraindications, you are totally safe to proceed. Yellow indicates a minor risk or maybe a dosage warning, basically telling the doctor, hey, monitor this patient closely. Red is a hard stop. It means high risk or contraindicated. And crucially, if it hits red, the system doesn't just block the doctor. It proactively suggests safer alternative treatments. That is a huge deal. So what we can really take away from exploring PakDoc AI is that the technology to prevent these terrible prescription errors already exists. It's built right into a seamless workflow connecting the cameras in our pockets to multi-agent AI reasoning. And it leaves us with a pretty compelling thought to end on today. With multi-agent AI successfully acting as a real-time clinical safety net, how long until every single prescription we receive is silently debated and verified by a virtual AI advisory board? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and definitely keep your eyes on how these autonomous systems are continuing to reshape our everyday world.